In September 1867, a police van carrying two famous Irish rebels called Kelly and Deasy was stopped by a band of Irishmen between Salford and Bellevue. In a dramatic attempt, they rescued the two rebels, but in doing so, killed the policeman who was guarding them. He was a man called Charles Brett. The two rebels escaped, but subsequently, and largely I think because of there was a great deal of ugly feeling grew up, anti-Irish feeling grew up as a result of what happened. Lots of Irishmen were arrested.
I discovered in a family tree, handwritten, that Charles Brett had an Irish sister-in-law. His brother Edward was married to Eliza. It intrigued me at the time. And then over the years, well, I couldn't quite leave it alone. I was thinking, but what was happening between Edward and Eliza? You know, it sort of settled, and it is a huge story, the story of the Fenian Rescue. And it was too big for a 2-act play. Chris told me that years ago. But this bit, this couple, an ordinary couple, it kept coming back to me. I kept thinking about what was happening and what would she think and what was he doing. And I knew what had happened and some of the things that had happened in the country after the rescue. And so I started to think, well, don't just think about it, start doing a bit of work on it. I started to explore it in terms of scenes and in terms of dynamics, and using all the other knowledge that I'd had about the anti-Irish hysteria that swept the country after the rescue. It's one of the few plays that I've done where there was no deadline. I was just exploring. It was an idea I got and my mind wouldn't leave it alone. It's very hard though to say, why do you fall in love with certain stories or certain potential stories or certain subjects, isn't it?
It's only as a result of Eileen bringing the project to me that actually I've begun to have an understanding of what happened 150 years ago and the significance of that. You know, the kind of the drama of it, but also in a way the horror of it as well.
I also hope that as well as exploring this story, it also brings again the story of the Fenian Rescue to a new audience and a different audience. Because I do believe, I mean, our relationship with Ireland has often been a very close one, but also a very difficult one. And this is a small, this is one incident in a long history, but if it can, you know, create interest and perhaps give a bit more information and insight, then I think that can only be a good thing.